This is Derek Chamblee, broadcasting from Chamblee, Atlanta, the next great American city, Battleground Zero, the epicenter of the 2017 Civil Defense of the United States of America. You're looking at a mugshot of Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, highly decorated, and that mugshot is compliments of Wikipedia, and a very, very interesting story, highly decorated, achieved the rank of Lieutenant Colonel, Silver Star, Bronze Star, Purple Heart, Combat Action Ribbon, Presidential Service Badge, Silver Wings upon his chest, makes him one of America's best. Oh no, that's the Green Beret, but at any rate, we pick up the story about Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. In 1970, according to a paragraph here in the Wikipedia article, it's quite lengthy, so we'll skip around. In 1970, North returned to South Vietnam to testify as a character witness at the trial of Lieutenant Corporal Randall Harrod, a U.S. Marine formerly under his command, who, along with 4 others, had been charged with the murder of 16 Vietnamese civilians in the village of Son Thang. North claims Harris had previously saved his life. Harrod and one of the others were acquitted. Just a side note, I'll add, it seems as though North was promoted to captain in 1971 and served as the commanding officer of the U.S. Marine Corps Northern Training Area in Okinawa, Japan. And I say it appears he was promoted because he was able, as a character witness, to divert the attention of perhaps what had actually been done in the murder of the 16 Vietnamese civilians by being a character witness. And he was rapidly promoted. At any rate, this was under the Nixon administration, and it's very similar to the promotion of one that they called a political general, Colin Powell, when he investigated the My Lai massacre and during the Nixon administration, and he was rapidly promoted and given a White House internship. Colin Powell, General Colin, eventually became a general. Now, interesting on Oliver North's story, we'll pick it up a little bit later here. He was assigned to the National Security let's get this for you here. North began his assignment to the National Security Council in Washington, D.C., where he served as a Deputy Director for Political Military Affairs from 1981 until his reassignment in 1986 to the White House. Actually, he worked out of the basement when he was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel, Political Military Affairs, and he worked out of the basement for former President Ronald Reagan. And we'll pick it up a little bit later here in the Wikipedia article on Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. In an August 23rd, 1986 email to National Security Advisor John Poindexter, North described a meeting with a representative of Panamanian General Manuel Noriega. You will recall that over the years, Manuel Noriega in Panama and I have developed a fairly good relationship, unquote, North writes, after explaining Noriega's proposal. If U.S. officials can help, quote, clean up his image, unquote, and lift the ban on arms sales to the Panamanian Defense Force, Noriega will, quote, take care of the Sandinista leadership force, unquote. At any rate, it goes on that in November 1986, as the sale of weapons was made public, this diversion of the funds from sales of weapons to Iran in their war against Iraq to Panama. When that sale of weapons was made public, North was dismissed, I say fired, by President Ronald Reagan, kicked out of the White House. Go further on next paragraph. Now, during this time in November 1986, he was made fun of on a nighttime TV show as the mute Marine, because at that time he kept his mouth shut. He was not going to say anything about being fired by the president. However, in July of 1987, North was summoned to testify before televised hearings of a joint congressional committee that was formed to investigate the Iran-Contra scandal. It was called a diversion. During the hearings, North admitted that he had lied to Congress previously, for which in other actions he was later charged. He defended his actions, goes on to give his motivations. Next paragraph, however, in 1988, North was tried. In 1988, he was convicted on 16 felony counts, and on May 4th, 1989, he was initially convicted of 3, accepting an illegal gratuity, aiding and abetting in the obstruction of a congressional inquiry, and ordering the destruction of documents through his secretary, Fawn Hall. He was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Gerhard Gesell on July 5th, 1989, to a 3-year suspended prison term, 2 years probation, $150,000 in fines, and 1,200 hours of community service. And it goes on. However, on July 20th, 1990, with the help of the American Civil Liberties Union, North's convictions were vacated after an appeals court found that witnesses in his trial might be impermissibly affected by his immunized congressional testimony, as North had been granted limited immunity for his congressional testimony. The law prohibited a prosecutor from using that testimony as part of a criminal case against him. Following today, the breaking news coming off the network. So one, MSNBC about immunity of Michael J. Flynn, former National Security Advisor, and also political military vice presidential pick wannabe of our current president, Donald Trump, and his upcoming testimony, potential testimony before a Senate Intelligence Committee on what I call a side diversion of the origin of the hacking and whatnot, vote flipping and whatnot that occurred during the 2016 presidential campaign, diverting the attention from the Jeb Bush red team hackers out of Leon County, Florida, the home county of Tallahassee, the state capital, during the time that former governor of Florida, Jeb Bush, was governor, and his brother, George W. Bush was president of the United States to influence the election when the Bush family felt that it was going to be Jeb Bush against Hillary Clinton, and the Never Clinton group turned into the Never Trump group, and the Never Trump group, when the deal was made just before the convention, right around the time that Michael Flynn was considered to be one of the people on the short list for candidate, the nominee of the Republican Party, Donald Trump, to select as his vice presidential pick, and he eventually picked Pence as his vice presidential pick. And one thing that Michael Flynn's testimony might reveal is that Vice President Pence had full knowledge of everything that was going on. And this thing is really going back and forth in the cyber world. It's April 1st, 2017. A lot of people call it April Fool's Day. Maybe, perhaps, with the tweets of the president today about fake news, maybe we'll rename it April CYFAKE Day. This is Derek Chamblee, CyberCitizen Network, another edition of CYCOLUMBOW Investigator. We've got Oliver North, we've got Nixon, Trump path, Reagan, Oliver North, Michael J. Flynn, Emmunyty, CYDYVERT. We've got a lot of things going on today. CYFAKE. Derek Chamblee. Beautiful day in Chamblee, Atlanta. We'll continue this story. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. This is Derek Chamblee, broadcast